The CEO forced his ex-girlfriend, who left him 5 years ago, to jump into a pool and retrieve $1 million watch just to humiliate her. A group of classmates watching wanted to post her embarrassment online. Unaware, they were witnessing the final countdown of her life, because the woman now relied on an artificial heart to survive, and if it got wet and lost power, the consequences would be unimaginable. But the CEO, who didn't know the truth, just stood by coldly and watched, unaware that the only reason she lived with an artificial heart was all because of him, and he would regret what he did today for the rest of his life. 7 years ago, they were once the couple everyone envied, until the CEO's father fell to his death, and his family business went bankrupt. The CEO lost everything overnight, and his girlfriend became his only support, but she coldly broke up with him at that moment. No matter how he begged her humbly to stay, she heartlessly rejected him, using his poverty as an excuse. It was the first time he ever felt the cruelty of the world. But 3 days later, a mysterious fund was injected into the company, bringing the dying corporation back to life, and the CEO rose again to power. But what he didn't know was that all of it was thanks to his ex-girlfriend. She had donated her healthy heart to a wealthy tycoon in exchange for the massive investment. But the woman never expected that she was already pregnant with the CEO's child, because of the artificial heart. The child was born weak and sickly, so the woman worked everywhere over the years to pay medical bills, and their life was full of hardship. But even so, she never considered asking the CEO for help because she only had 3 months left to live. She didn't want their reunion to become a final farewell. Now all she wanted was to gather enough money for her daughter's treatment before she died. One day at the hospital for a checkup, she ran into one of the CEO's friends. Seeing her in such a miserable state, he couldn't help but mock her coldly, even mentioned the CEO's engagement to provoke her. The woman held back her emotions and turned to leave, but just as she walked out, the doctor chased after her to return the medical report she dropped. When the friend found out she was sick, he sneered that she deserved it, but the doctor explained she wasn't exactly sick. She had donated her heart to a rich man 7 years ago. The friend was shocked and began to suspect it was related to the CEO. He immediately started investigating. Meanwhile, the woman delivered food to the CEO's engagement party. The moment the CEO saw her, he felt an unexplainable sense of familiarity. She intended to leave right after delivering the order, but accidentally spilled a glass of wine. Terrified, she immediately offered to pay for it, but the fiancé wouldn't let it go. The CEO looked her up and down. Seeing how miserable she looked, he decided to let her go. But unexpectedly, a classmate recognized her as the CEO's ex. The CEO was stunned and quickly pulled off her mask. He never thought he'd reunite with her at his engagement party after 7 years. The guests began gossiping, bringing up how she had abandoned him back then. Everyone mocked her, but she just wanted to pay for the wine and leave. The CEO lost control, smashed her phone to the ground, and accidentally saw the background photo. It was a picture of them when they were in love. His feelings for her surged again. He decided to test her, so he offered